So I had my hair twisted up in a bunch of huge bantus. It was actually a fresh twist out. Well, it wasn't fresh. It was a yesterday's twist out. And I didn't feel like doing anything last night. So I just put it in some, as you can see, some big old giant twists. Bitch, I'm a cow, bitch, I'm a cow, bitch, I'm a cow, bitch. I'm gonna move, 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 bitch, get out my hay, bitch, get out my hay, and move, bitch, get out my hay, bitch, get out my hay, and move. I ain't a move, I ain't a move. Get out my hay, bitch, get out my hay. Hey, get out my hay, get out my hay, get out my hay, get out my hay, get out my hay. Hey, 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 and cause, but I have to try. Better than yours, better than yours, but I have to try. I just put any old hair wrap up there cause I'm about it. I have the Halloween ones from last year, but I got them in the throes of Halloween, which means that there were only like 3 available. It occurred to me when Mr. and I made a stop at the drugstore to check out the Halloween limited edition lippies to see any colors that I may have missed last year. Well, this year I also saw, well, because I found another black and gray in a brand that I like better, I gave my black and gray ones away. Wait. I gave my gray one away because the black one, because this is long wear, this is an extended wear lippy. The black one, I decided to keep and use it for eyeliner. Yes, girl, tips and tricks over here, practical and budgetable. So anyway, this year I went to the Halloween section and I saw the purple and green, and I have purple and green lippies. You all know I have purple and green lippies in several different brands. But in the event that they wear evenly and maintain longevity, then and metallic. I'm also a metallic fiend. Then I might prefer these. So, and Mr. of course was willing to get them for me. So, and while I was at it, I got greedy on some female shit. And I decided to get these as well because they are nice colors, it looks like, for a regular daily wear. Although the ones I got last time were quite matte and drying. But these look like they have metallic to them. So I'm going to see with y'all. I'm going to try the purple first, then the green because I have green on. Then I'm going to try the pink and the... That don't need to be in the video. Suffice it to say, I'm going to try it in a specific order for a reason. Normally, I would try it on light to dark for obvious reasons, so in case they stain. But because if the last one looks good, I'm just going to keep it on. So I got me some tissue. Toilet tissue. Although I normally use my cotton pads. Get the toilet tissue because I'm not trying to waste my cotton pads on those swatch tests. If I'm swatching some shit, I'm going to use some toilet tissue. I use cocoa butter between takes. Set life. Between swatches. I got melanin. I got melanin. You mad? I got melanin. Melanin. While I do these swatches, I'm going to talk to y'all about... I should have did full face makeup today, too. I'll do something after I do this. Ain't that crazy? I'm going to do a full face of makeup after this. That's okay. It's going to be for my husband. But yeah, so this little old girl, millennial girl child. What's crazy is that when I say millennial girls now, I'm talking about 30-year-old adult age females. Like, girl, at what point you going to decide to grow the entire fuck up? But I ain't mad. Take your time. Do what you want to do. You attract what you're going to attract. Do what you got to do, girl. Do you, boo, right? And I guess in terms of sharing a story time about a story time, I guess the moral of, well, I'll tell you the moral of the story at the end. So this story about a story time. This girl was telling a story time about all the fights she was about to have with this dude, right? So she called her boyfriend. She called her little boyfriend. I like it. It has a glisten to it as well. She's talking about all these fights she was gonna have with some dude. And so it started off petty anyway, but I would refer you to the video, but I don't want to give her any more views, right? But if you find her, you find her. Ain't no big deal. So she was telling the story time about all these fights that she was about to get in with this dude, right? That she called all kinds of bitches, right? And maybe he was a bitch. I don't know. But that's kind of not going to be relevant, as any grown people will see when I get into this story. You understand me? Yeah, let's go. I'm here for it. So she does hair out of her house. At this point, I understand that she probably can't work for anybody, for more reasons than one. But she was doing this dude's hair, and I guess she was telling a story, and she cussed, and he asked her not to cuss, and so she cussed about cussing, and whether she should or shouldn't cuss or not. And I have opinions on that, but that's not relative to the story either. So they went on about their business. It's a little on the dark side, but I'm not mad. I can't say they got into a disagreement. He respectfully asked her something about something, and so she kind of snapped off because she had a difference of opinion on what that thing was. Okay. It's her house and her chair. Although from a professional standpoint, it seems like you would be accommodating to your clients. And if it's not important for you to be accommodating to your clients, then, at least they know that so they don't have to come back. I would like to think that he wouldn't go back to her. But anyway, he basically let her know that he thought she was disrespectful or whatever. Anyway, it escalated. It was a situation that didn't need to escalate if there were grown people involved. But it escalated, and she got all up in his face. This was her getting all up in his face now and wanting to fight. She wanted to fist fight him. Now, this guy seemed to me like maybe he was a bitch. I don't know. But to me, a bitch would be more apt to want to play this game. You know what I mean? But he was, he wasn't really there for it. So she calls her boyfriend from the back to come and fight this dude for her. It sounds Becky-ish, don't it? Just bitches jeopardizing these black men, okay? So she called her boyfriend in the back to come fight the dude. And her boyfriend came to the front and de-escalated, right? And then dude was telling her, man, your girl, she's, mad disrespectful. So anyway, maybe I will put the link to her video in the inbox because you got to hear this story. So you'll know exactly where I was coming from and exactly her mentality, what her mentality clearly was when she read my comment. Anyway, she went on with the story and talk about how that was, that was the end of that. He lucky he got out of there without getting his ass whipped, all this blah, 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 right? And really, this guy seemed kind of unbothered by it all to me. And I think that her mentality, the mentality that she has, interprets that as weakness. So anyway, he went on about his business. And so he's minding his business shopping at Walmart. So her and one of her little girlfriends are going to Walmart. Going to the Hood Rat Hangout. That is Walmart. So she spots him down the aisle shopping, minding his own business. She goes out of her way to find him and confront him about the situation that happened at her house in her little hairdresser chair. And he was like, nah, I'm good. So she got extra mad. She got further up, and if you listen to the story, I'm not saying what anything. And matter of fact, I'm being mild. She went on to let you know how she got further up in his face because she wanted to fight that bitch. These are your daughters. These are your daughters. Okay, these are your daughters I'm describing. He wasn't here for it. So, he finished his shopping and was minding his business. I'm definitely gonna put the link in the description because I'm not gonna tell that whole story. So like she often does, like most people often do when they don't really want to know what other people think unless they all agree with them. But like other people do, she said, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And y'all know me. I'm going to be honest in the comments where you ask me what I think in the comments. So in the comments, and I knew I was dealing with a millennial ego, so I did approach cautiously. And my exact words were, but I'll do a paraphrase here. I'll use his name. I said, I'm glad your boyfriend was man enough to de-escalate the situation the first time, and I'm glad that the other dude was man enough to not want to revamp a beef that he might be over already, because it sounds like there wouldn't be any winners in either situation. Bitch, when I tell you this bitch was so mad that I put a responsible response in her comment thread, she was pissed off. She redirected all her anger that she had at this man. I'm gonna call him a man at this point. She directed all the energy, the anger that she had at this man immediately to me. Bitch, when I tell you I need you hoes to mother your daughters, I need you to mother your motherfucking daughters. I need you to do that. No wonder Trump is president. No wonder reality TV is popping. The mentality of these brown girls makes me loathe maternal procreators. I got some loathing for some paternal procreators too, but in order for the dudes that ain't shit to have a child, it had to be some bitch that lay down with him. Cause so at the end of the day, it's the woman. The woman has that responsibility and choice. Unless she was raped or forced to date somebody at gunpoint, bitch, you had a choice. And I'm here to say to you gentlemen, niggas, don't you lay down with a bitch that can't be a mother to a child. Don't you reinvent this wheel that we are riding straight to hell. Don't you pass that torch. You break that cycle. Even if your mama wasn't shit, you break that damn cycle. I mean, y'all saw the text. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you I responded in a loving and compassionate way. Even for me, it was a little more loving and compassionate than I'm normally known to be. Cause I knew she had an ego, but I didn't think her ego was so big that she couldn't see that comment as a loving and compassionate. Okay, let's say you was in the fight. Either way, who's gonna win? Let's talk about the first instance. If he would have whooped your ass, it wouldn't have been a win situation. And plus, you're apparently the type of bitch can't get her ass whooped and sit the fuck down. You gotta come back or either send some other dudes back to get him, because it ain't over until it's over, right? So, yeah. So let's jeopardize all these other brothers' life that you claim to love. You know, who says he loves you. Let me jeopardize his life and health and freedom. Two or three things are gonna happen. Somebody's getting their ass whooped, which is going to include some health care and recovery. Somebody's going to die, which is going to cause permanent grief and loss. Somebody's going to be imprisoned, which is going to jeopardize freedoms of everyone involved. Nothing good about that. Because why? Because somebody don't think like you? When she said she called her boyfriend from the back to handle him, I was like, all I could see, you know how Becky calls the police on black people? That's all I could see. She literally jeopardizing the life and freedom of someone she claimed to love. Someone who loves her enough to potentially, evidently jeopardize his life and freedom. Not because of the situation, because he was man enough to de-escalate it. But this bitch right here, is going to find herself in those types of predicaments over and over again. Because I recall several situations, story times, where she had some backstabbing stories. And in my mind, I was thinking, well, a person like that chooses their friends the same way they choose their man. So I figured she would never find a man, okay? And maybe she still hasn't, because maybe this dude is not a man. But I'm going to give him credit for being, just because he didn't take her bait and risk himself in that situation. And low-key, if you listen to the story from out of her mouth, low-key, she was mad that he didn't fight dude for her. So I don't have no angst for her, because she is who she is. But I have angst for these. I feel my heart goes out to these people that get involved with her in life, and they jeopardize themselves as a result of even being affiliated with her. So I'd hate to think it, but I see him. I see his health, life, and freedom being in jeopardy, fucking with her. Which is such a shame, because just before that one incident, my concern was for her welfare as a black woman, you know, surviving in this country. But you know, I'm not the empath. As soon as I see you're a willful victim, I'm like, fuck you then. And I'm finna sit back and be entertained by all the tribulations you finna encounter, bitch. Because if you think the world ain't ready for your ass just because you think you crazy, okay, bitch. And I know she don't know me well enough to know about my energies, but she just fucked herself up. I be almost scared for people that cross me, especially unwarranted. You know, if we got legitimate, you know, we really do see things different, and our angst is legitimate. I can't get mad at you, you know. I'm not mad at you for being who you are and believing what you believe. But, you know, just like me and some of my best friends, we disagree on some things. There's some things we just don't agree on. But, oh, so I addressed it one way. Let's say it's the other way. If he get his ass beat, or if he beat dude's ass, and then I already said that, and he risk his freedom because he going to jail for assault or murder or some shit, right? And then, let's say she got in Walmart, and let's just say she got him to fight her. Again, so then her boyfriend is supposed to come back after him, after he whooped her ass in the store, and he whoops her ass in the store to the video cameras. It looks like he just beat a bitch down. He's fighting females. He's a domestic abuser, he looks like now. Because she want to fight him so bad. And he has to defend himself. Or let's say he is bitch, he's just scary. And he went to his car and got his gun. Shoot her. She dead. Like, where the fuck is there a winning situation in any of these scenarios? If y'all beat his ass, how is that a winning scenario? And he hasn't done anything warranting an ass whooping. But her response to me saying, she said, fuck him and fuck everything he stands for and whatever. So she just came back. And I was like, oh? I was like, okay, cool. I was like, you ain't got to tell me twice. So that was my cue to leave, right? Leave. You don't have to tell. That was my next comment. You ain't got to tell me twice. I'm out. Because I didn't think this bitch was as childish. I knew she had an ego, but I didn't know her ego. I didn't know her ego had a gun to her head like that. Because at the end of the day, her ego just got a gun to her head. Believe me when I tell you. I almost get scared for people that cross me. Because it's out of my control. It really is. Just think if I really want something bad to happen to you. But it's out of my control at this point. She chose to come back again and say, what she say? I'm going to quote it. I know I already ran it up across the screen, but I'm going to say it again. What she say? I'm confused because you seem like you mad on behalf of, enter the name of the guy she want to fight. You know him? Because I could have sworn you was my subby, not his. Loyalty check? Bitch, I'm a grown-ass woman. What the fuck are you talking about? Not only am I a grown-ass woman, I don't thirst and value shit based on people's followers or subscriptions. And I don't have slave expectations of the people who do follow and support me. But that's just me. That's a direct quote. Because you mad on behalf of him. You know him because I could have sworn you was my subby, not his lawyer. That's a direct quote. Mad on behalf of him? Her subby? Bitch, loyalty? That's why I don't fuck with not one social media internet person that calls the people that support and follow them their fans. If they use that word fans, I don't like subbies, but I know it's a reference to people subscribing to your bullshit. But I don't fuck with nobody that says my fans and they ain't no international star. Y'all know even them, I don't refer to them as celebrities. I refer to them as popular people. Because they're just popular performers. Because they're popular performers. That was literally her reaction to me saying, I'm glad that the conflict didn't graduate to something physical. And she got subscription fucked up. Number 2, she got subscription fucked up with submissive. Number 1, I wasn't subscribed to the bitch. I just go to check. I used to go and check on her every now and then. Because there's some people that I used to watch regularly, if not often. I didn't watch her often. When I thought about her, and I did now and then, I would go and check and see how she's doing. And enjoy a video that I would find entertaining. She got a lot of personality. But I didn't think it was really childish. There were all kinds of signs. I ain't gonna say it wasn't no signs. But I thought it was kind of a sarcastic thing where she was making fun of other childish people. I didn't think that was really her. You know, like you'll talk about somebody who you don't like and she's like, oh man, I beat that bitch in her. You know. But I didn't think she was that bitch. But she's that bitch. And I almost said what she needs to know about me. But she doesn't need to know about me. She doesn't. She gonna learn. She gonna learn. And I'm not gonna have to be the one to teach her. It's some grown shit. It's some grown conscious shit. I'm almost scared for her. And or sad for her if it also includes her losing her, what she think is her man. Don't look at me like that. It ain't gonna be my doing. It's her doing. That's the thing that people don't get. It's your doing. You look in the mirror at what you doing. It's amazing to me how people really... Life has enough trauma for waiting for your ass by nature, because that's what life is. It's a series of traumas. But it has enough waiting for your ass without you willfully walking into that bullshit. And some people that you really, really shouldn't fuck with, man. And I don't know what to tell you. Your mama should have taught you better, but it's too late, man. It's too late. It's a nice nude. I got a lot of nudes now, though. These are all fantastic, though. I like them. The other ones I had were all matte. I might go and get the red one. No, I'm gonna chill. I'm doing too much. You know, I don't really get new makeup a whole lot often. But when I do, I just gotta get every color, everything. It's really wasteful, and it's disrespectful to people who don't have an avenue to enjoy. Why don't you run away, little boy? Little girl. Excuse me. Excuse me. She really came for me like I'm supposed to be mad and want to fight this dude. That's fucking hilarious. It's like a combination of hilarious and tragic, because I know what life has waiting for her. I wonder how many friends she's gonna have that grow up and they kind of, they ease out of the friendship. They be like, you know what? I can't be fucking with this bitch like this because she ain't going nowhere fast. She going real fast. And even if I was planning on not going nowhere, this is too quick a trip for me. And they gonna be all her ex-friends gonna be all huddled in the same room. Be like, I couldn't with that bitch. They gonna be like, I couldn't either. Her ex-employer gonna be like, I was so glad when that bitch left. All the energy was just crisp when she left. Y'all know those people? People figure I'm that bitch because they misinterpret my honesty for negativity. But her shit wasn't honesty. It was just some old petty, childish, health and life risking shit. Like, you don't know if that dude was a low-key Bruce Lee. And he know all of your pressure points. So you want to fight him so bad, he could find one spot on you and press it and knock your ass and put a sleeper on your bitch ass. Like, there are really females that want to challenge these dudes. And when they get their ass whooped, self-proclaimed feminists are supposed to run to their rescue and deal with this dude like he's a bitch for putting his hands on a woman. In the name of women's empowerment. And really, between us grown folks, even if it was a woman she was coming for, the entire situation wasn't big enough to warrant a physical encounter. And if it did eventually get to that point, again I say to you, you don't know how equipped that bitch is to take you out. And in my experience, even the baddest motherfuckers, it seemed like they was bad. And they were so gay, so cold, they so crazy. But in encountering me, they wasn't that crazy. You learn at the end of the day, they're not that crazy. So, good luck to her in what life has to offer. I'll leave you with that. Good luck, girl. I'm just having conflicting thoughts because I know black women are expected to stick together. But bitch, I'm not. It's kind of like people are so quick to ride or die. Why you gotta die? Why y'all gotta ride to death? Why y'all can't just ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after? Why you gotta why do You know, why we gotta be just randomly, immediately dying for some shit that might not be worth dying for? Wouldn't you rather live to enjoy each other some more? If there's anybody in your life that you love, wouldn't you like to be here to enjoy them and in good health? Good functional, physically functional health? No, not so much. You'd rather push someone who is capable of changing your life in an instant. You'd rather push them to do just that and change your life in an instant. And then compassion pimp the rest of the world to have sympathy for for the journey that you chose to embark, that you aggressively chose to embark upon. Somebody was like, babe, I don't think that you should do that because I love you and I want to spend years and years of bliss together. And this incident should not dictate how that goes. No, you need somebody to be like, yeah, fuck that. Let's risk it all. It'll be worth it. Now you in jail, getting shit rammed into holes you didn't realize you had. And a couple that you just got since you've been there. It ain't worth it. I'm grown. My priorities are different. But at which point I have to start defending myself? At which point? Not a little bit into the situation, but at which point? At which instant? I gotta defend myself? Physically? All bets are off. So, and that's why I feel like this dude that she kept calling a bitch, that she wanted to fight real bad on multiple occasions. That's why I see him as a man. He better than me. Only a man can control his emotions like that. That's why a lot of you bitches got manhood fucked up. That's why who you end up with don't be a man. That's why people say good girls love bad boys. Females that love bad boys are not good girls. Good girls know better than that dumb shit. That's how they end up with good men when they're making good choices. Because I was thinking about my husband or President Obama in a situation like that, although they wouldn't be in a situation like that. But I keep imagining men that I know to be mature, grown-ass men, very physically capable of defending themselves and their family. And all the men I know would go out of their way to avoid physically fighting a female. So, as much as she tried to describe him as a bitch, the more she tried to point out the things that she considered in his character that makes him a bitch, the more I saw him as a man. Ain't that something? It's like there was a girl I went to school with. She got pregnant by some dude. Of course, he didn't stay with her. You know, she had a lot of bad shit to say about him and his irresponsibilities. You know what's ironic? Yeah. You know, I like to hear what people are not saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like I still wasn't there, but I get more of the story than most people. I listen to what they're not saying. But as I listen to this chick and her bad mouthing him for not stepping up and being a father or not helping her financially, and then he started dating this other chick. Her other chick was kind of homely looking too. So I think that adds an extra blow sometimes to some certain females who have misplaced priorities and shallow motives, as I see them. So definitely an ego buster for somebody who has one. A really big one. But anyway, so he started dating this other chick. And you know, that's when baby mamas get like, I need this, I need that, I need that. Because somehow in the petty mind, they can't live. Every dime you see them spend, you think should be coming to you for the kids. Like, they're not expected to live or go out and move on after your bitch ass. So anyway, the more she dogged this dude, the more of I saw him as a man.